What's going on, bros? Welcome back. Another trade recap for the day. This was a trade that I actually took last night, Asia session on gold. As you guys know, AM session on NQ has been pretty choppy recently. So we've been messing around with Asia gold. Also been looking at NQ on Asia as well, kind of teetering between the two, whichever one I want to take the trade on. I'll take the trade on that one. So we did end up getting a setup yesterday. Fucking beautiful setup, perfect setup. So unfortunate that we went break even. We ended up, I believe, making like $84 and like 32 cents or something like that because we got break even, unfortunately. But you know, shit happens. So whatever. Really pissed me off though because this trade was so good. But anyways, we're gonna go through the trade recap, exactly what I saw, exactly what I wanted to see, and what actually happened. So I ended up calling this trade out live on my story on Snapchat, not Snapchat, Instagram. Sorry, I don't know why I said Snapchat. Anyways, I posted a picture of this 15-minute right here. Posted a picture of this 15-minute, and at this point, right, it was right here, and I drew arrows, and I said, I want to see this, and then I want to see this, right? And what ended up happening? Well, exactly what I fucking said, because I am the GOAT. So anybody that took my signal, hopefully you took my signal, because this trade was an absolute banger, and we ended up smacking TP. Well, I didn't, but all of you guys did. Everybody, hit my DMs. Were like, "Yo, bro, TP hit, whatever." So I'm happy that you guys won. Unfortunate that I could not catch the W. Extremely unfortunate because really, really solid trade. And obviously I don't presume us having this clean of a setup every single day. So when you miss out on something like this, it hurts the soul. But anyways, we're going to go through the trade, exactly what I was seeing, exactly what I wanted to see, all that good stuff. So here in the 4 hour, you can see at this point, right, we had came down here, we had tapped into this daily fair value gap right here, filled this new day opening gap, new week opening gap. This new week opening gap from a little bit ago. We ended up filling that right here, as you can see, right, filled that, and then also technically this is a daily fair value gap right here, right, so obviously, boom, that's what we want to see. And that's what ended up happening. So perfect, right? On the 4 hour as well, we did leave these equal lows. Now, I didn't necessarily care about that just because this leg right here, this 4 hour leg, was so overextended, right? We were extremely overextended. I knew that we probably wanted to continue to push up either towards equilibrium or something else of that nature, right? Because we do have this technically discounted 4 hour and we have this large 4 hour here. So at the time, we were like down here, I think, somewhere around here. So my draw on liquidity was this 4 hour right here because I knew that no matter what, right, obviously we're reacting off of this, the daily gap that we filled, also the new week opening gap, right? So I knew that, okay, either way, even though we do have relatively equal lows here, right, we're going to want to retest this 4 hour gap for either continuation down or to trade through this and continue back up, right? So either way, if we are going to use this gap, right, we're either going to trade through it and then our long bias is correct, or we're going to come up to it, generate more liquidity to then go down, right? So if we can catch a trade up to that level, we're going to hit regardless, okay? So that's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted to see. This was also an hourly gap there as well. Was it? Maybe not. Maybe it's just 4 hour. Anyways, so what ended up happening? Well, market opens at 6 p.m., whatever, right here. We end up pushing up, and then we kind of consolidate for a little bit, and then we end up coming back down. So we created this 30-minute gap right here. I saw the 15. The 15 was the one that I had marked out for everybody on Instagram. So we had this, then we also had this 15-minute right here. As you can see, I had the 15-minute marked out because it was more obvious. We didn't close the 30-minute at that point, right? So what ended up happening? Well, we closed this 30-minute. I wanted to see a retest in here into equilibrium for then a continuation higher. So what ended up happening? Well, we did end up getting that, right? As you can see, we got the push back down into equilibrium, consequent encroachment of this 30-minute gap, as well as this 5-minute order block right here, right? So we had a ton of confidence that we were going to continue back up. I was extremely confident that this was our move back up and this was what we wanted to see for our push back up, right? At the same time, we also had good draws on liquidity. We had these highs right here stacked with these highs, and then this high resting inside of a 4-hour gap, which is technically a protected high, but we're delivering off of this this daily gap all the way down here. So I know that we probably want to push higher. At the same time, we also have sponsored gaps. I don't remember if we had an hourly or not. We had sponsored 30-minute gaps here. So this first 30-minute, obviously you can see that gets respected. This 30-minute right here, that gets respected, right? So we have clear bullish structure. It's kind of obvious that we're going to continue back to the upside and go towards, whatever, right? So obviously that's what I wanted to see. So we ended up coming down, tapping in, and then waited for the highest time frame inversion, which was in this scenario, this 5-minute right here. We got a nice 5-minute push, also a 5-minute CISD technically with this down here, but that doesn't count, with displacement, right? So we had an inversion with displacement. I love this. I ended up entering right here after this candle closure. I got a decent fill. Obviously here, we came back in, retested this inversion, right? Also this 5-minute order block here as well. And then, boom, we ended up coming up. Now, unfortunately, the sad thing is we ended up pushing up, right? So how I trade, I go break even at the internal swing high or swing low. So in this scenario, we're going to jump down to the 1 minute here. In this scenario, I'm going break even at this swing high, and I honestly could have done it at this swing high, right? Because I go break even at the swing highs. That's how I trade NQ. Now, gold might be a little bit different, might be potential for me to trade differently and trade in kind of a different way than NQ. My gold trades last a lot longer than my NQ trades because obviously it's less volatile. It takes longer for it to deliver, right? So there's potential for us to go break even a little later. So what a lot of people did, who I gave the signal, obviously either they just didn't go break even or they went break even here, and that would have saved you, right? Because we ended up coming up, we swept out this high and this high, right? We had a reaction off of this, so I ended up going break even. We got break even by about 2 points, and then obviously you can see we ended up continuing and flushing through our TP. So extremely unfortunate. This was a very, very solid trade. I would give this A+ for the strategy of how I trade gold. I really, really like this. It's very unfortunate that we could not obviously capitalize on this trade. So journal it, move forward. Don't know what I'll be doing. I'm not a gold expert. I just trade gold. But we will be keeping that in mind about break evens depending on the situation. This trade I realistically should have gone break even here, and that would have saved me obviously a winning trade. But it's whatever. It's all good. Move on to the next day, right? Like I said. So anyways, that's the gold trade from today, or from yesterday. Hopefully we can smack another banger today. I'll probably be doing more of these just because NQ is chopped in New York AM session. So probably going to be doing a lot more Asia session recaps, whether it be NQ, whether it be gold, dependent on which one ends up looking better for that specific day, right? So that being said, that's a trade recap. I think I made you guys can do the math. It's it was like $6 or $8 across my 13 accounts. So unfortunate, only made $84, but it's whatever. We'll get them tonight.